Hello everybody and welcome back to Casual Gamer Oz as we continue our F1 2016 career mode, our second season with Sauber driver Ben Waterworth. I am your host Ben Waterworth and we're moving now into round 11, the Hungaroring in Hungary, funnily enough. And before we head into a dry qualifying, yay, let's go back and see what happened in the last race in Silverstone. Qualified in 17th, was satisfied with that. And the race, it was a full wet race, and of course I was nervous thinking I was going to get my 7th DNF in a row. But I kept it on the island, got a great start, and was in 10th place before I managed to overtake a Williams in Bottas, and of course a Red Bull in Max Verstappen. Was the other way around, but anyway, and I held on to 8th position. I kept it on the island, I got some points, and I broke my 6 race DNF streak. Very happy with that. Let's get into Hungary, a circuit you know I like, but last year I could only put it in 20th in qualifying, and of course had that DNF with fucking Felipe Massa taking me out. So let's see if we can improve on that this time around. It's very racy in that Grand Prix last year. I remember I had some great pace and I very much was on track to have a great result. And I'm not going to have a great result if I run it wide like that and then also get a little bit too eager on the throttle, allowing myself to have to ease off on that, and that is going to cost me a lot of time. And then this is a circuit that if you lose a bit of time early on, you're not going to catch it back up. So currently 14th place right now. I'm going to have to get this little tight chicane perfect if I want to maintain it. I'm not going to do it. So this is going to be another struggle on the qualifying here in Hungaroring, this tight twisty circuit where it's all but impossible to overtake. And it looks as though I'm going to be right at the back end of the grid. This is not what I need at Hungaroring. And yeah, I only need to finish in the top 21 though to meet my team's expectations. It looks like I can at least do that, but my personal expectations, I am very, very annoyed at this prospect here. 20th place is looking likely. Can I sneak into the top 20? Can we get the last corner? Oh, I've had to let go of the throttle there. Got a little bit eager on it, and I'm going to get 21st just. Well, that's a bit of a shitter. Thanks, Jeff, for the words of encouragement. But just like last year, I was 20th last year. So 21st this year. Bugger. All right. Let's regroup and let's go into the race. Okay, breathing it in. Let's go to it. Only once this year have I consecutive finishes. It's funny, actually, back in Russia before I had DNF, remember we were talking about the fact that I could go for 3 consecutive race finishes for the first time in my career? Doesn't that seem so long ago? Anyway, resource points, well, we've got to get about 400 or so if we want to work on our next component. I think we might work on the engine power. Obviously, we know we're only going to end this cap at Season 2, so it's not really going to matter too much. I think we've done our upgrades for the most part, but as you can see, we've developed 2 main parts of the car, so that works well enough for us. And yeah, we might work on the engine power ignition system, so we need about another 100 and what's that, 60 points for that. We can possibly do that with a pole. We'll win here. We've just had qualifying. And it looks like it's a dry race. Yay! DNF, again, as we mentioned before, in Hungary last season. Let's try and finish our very first ever Hungarian Grand Prix. Alright, let's take a look at the grid before we get into this. And, of course, on pole will be a Mercedes, no doubt. Rosberg, Hamilton, Alonso and Button. It's Mercedes, McLaren. Are we going to have Ferrari? Yes, we will. Raikkonen and Vettel will be Red Bull. Yes, it is. Ricardo Verstappen will be Force India. No, it'll be Bottas and Perez, who again outqualifies Hulkenberg. There is in 11th. Grosjean, 12th. Massa, 13th. Magnussen, 14th. Gutierrez, 15th. Palmer, wow, 16th. Good qualifying, my friend. Sainz, 17th. Verline, 18th. Kvyat, 19th. Heliantor, 20th. Waterworth, 21st. Nazar, 22nd. The good news is I don't have a manor behind me. The bad news is Harianto's right next to me. Plan here, I'm on the left-hand side, I'm on the outside of the track. I need to get to the inside here, folks, if I want to have a go into turn 1. Let's risk it to get the biscuit. Go. Alright. Now my teammate, what's he going to do? Is he going to try and cut me off? No, he's already gone to the left of me there, so that's good. Thank you, Felipe, for allowing me to go this way. You can go to my left. I'm going to leave this. Hopefully those manners will stay there. Nobody's going to peek out to the right. Oh, he held on to that well. Well done, Waterworth. Now, we don't want to creep over into somebody's line so they can spin me out. So we can probably get a few more cars coming into this corner. At least a Haas. Well, I'll pull that one out of my ass. We don't want the Force Indias to damage my wing. Whoa, I'm going to have to put the brakes there. Well, that was strategic driving. Old Ben would have just kept going off the circuit there, but we know that that probably would have led to a penalty or just driven into another car there. So it was brake and play the long game there, Ben. You can't win a race on the opening lap. Okay. So, that was lucky. That was very lucky, but now I've got cars behind me very close. That's Grosjean behind me. I haven't actually, I don't think, had a Haas ever driven into me. I've driven into Haas's before. That's Gutierrez. I think Grosjean and I have kind of kept it clean. I like you, Romain. You're alright for a Frenchman. So just be nice with me, alright? If you're nice to me, I'll let you go star in another David Guetta film clip. Not that I really have any sway in that, but I remember getting his autograph one year and I asked him about it and he's like, oh, David Guetta is a very good friend of mine. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, look up the film clip to the song Dangerous with David Guetta, and Romain Grosjean is in that film clip. Alright, bridge mode enabled. Grosjean's far enough behind me that I can sweep across here to the right hand side. Try and make a bit of round up on Hulkenberg. Not when I decide to get too much curb there. And you'll really see here with Hungary that it's just not a circuit which really allows you to overtake. It's tight, it's twisty, it's just how it is, and it's usually the opening part of the track that I do very well in, and the back part of the track, as I'm sure you're noticing, I'm not exactly the best at. So it's not even one of these ones where they say, oh, it's difficult to overtake, but you can kind of force your way through with a risky move or two. It is really difficult to overtake and follow cars at this circuit. So I think right now, realistically, 12th will be the highest that we can finish, unless I bin it and I get overtaken by our mate Romain behind us. Only got to finish in the top 21 again. They're being very lenient, Sauber, so I'll at least accept that and just maintain a close enough gap here to the Hulk that perhaps we can get him if things go alright. Grosjean's getting very racy behind me. I don't like it when you see them filling your mirrors, because at some point they get a bit impatient and they try for the move. Remember Felipe Massa last year? Okay, oh, I think he's going to get me this time around. I'm going to plant it on the right hand side. He's going to get DRS, actually he won't, but I'll at least cover the inside to make it tricky for him into turn 1. And that's how you do it, not when you run wide though there. Oh, he's clipped me, I think. I felt something there. Ooh, come on Romain. Just be nice. Be nice. I know you're French. I know I've been horrible to the French of late on all my other podcasts, but you know, you deserve it, because the French generally deserve it. But again, as I said, I like you as a Frenchman. This is where Felipe planted one up on me last year, and I just noticed, I think Felipe is actually right behind Romain Grosjean there. So it could be a bit of deja vu should he get ahead of him. He is. Shit. Romain, keep him behind me. I don't trust him. I don't trust Felipe Massa at this circuit. I still have nightmares of what he did to me last season. Oh, please. I know the French aren't really good at keeping people out of, you know, things, but like for once, just don't surrender. Just let him be. Whoa, no. Oh, Ben, you're just focusing too much on the comedy here and not on the circuit. Just come back on the track. Oh, shit. It's alright, we just need to finish in the top 21. We need to finish in the top 21. You've got a Manor next to you. We know how dangerous they are this season. Get out of it, Rio. Bugger off, Rio. I go to Rio, and I'm not going anywhere with you because I don't trust you, you little prick. Oh, I'm going to get DRS though at least. Okay. Yep, I know I made a mistake, folks. I know I made a mistake. But at the end of the day, I didn't crash into anyone, okay? Small positives. I only ran wide. Oh, my lord. Okay. You know, it's weird. You know, you've had a bad season when you're kind of celebrating the fact that you're still in the top 21 and you're still on track to meet your team's expectations, even though you're, in 12th? Very close to a points finish. But you're going to be satisfied if you finish this race in 17th. You're still higher than where you started on the grid. And, yeah, you made a mistake. But at the end of the day, again, I haven't had consecutive race finishes since Bahrain and China. And, yeah, 6 DNFs in a row will haunt you for a while, folks. Okay, it's not over yet. You're going to jinx yourself. We're at that corner again. We're not going to do it again. No, we're not. We're going to keep it on the island this time around. Well, good news is that I'm pulling away from one Renault and getting closer to another. And at least with the Renaults, with the exception of, I think, when I got bummed by was it Palmer last year? I can't remember who bummed me in Spain. I've had a few good battles with them. Japan was another little battle. But for the most part, kept it clean with the Renaults, whereas it's the, other cars that like to run into me. I'm not going to get DRS. I'm going to come into the last lap right now. Okay. Oh, Magnussen getting a bit racy there on a manor. Surely he's going to take it. It would be nice if you could take each other right now and just give me a bit of a path. Oh, Magnussen really getting racy there with Pascal Wehrlein. One thing I'm looking forward to in F1 2017 is apparently there's a lot more of this, of the computer having battles with each other, which is, it's great to see the AI having a little ding-dong battle here. Oh, I could get a run on both of them! Oh, Pascal! Oh, no! Oh! Well... Oh, get yourself together penalty! What? Well, I'm going to finish the race, but that was... and I'm, finishing is finishing, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to get my top 21. I think that penalty, yeah, okay, I came on the circuit a little bit, and again, I thought I just had waited for the cars to come back on the track. I get impatient in those situations. And it was my teammate that ended up clipping me. Rosberg wins. Similar to Austria, it comes down to the last lap. I don't think that was my fault either. I think that I had a run on him and he moved across on me. Again, I'm going to be intrigued to see what this plays out in the replay. Well, we'll take the victory in that we will finish the race. Sadly, it will be dead last. Similar to what happened in Bahrain with China next. Yep. We're just going to limp across the line here. Wow. Positive that we did finish. Negative that it didn't end up as high as it was going to. Okay. Let's take a look at how this played out. We'll take a look at the start. First of all, we'll just let this run. 4 lights, 5 lights. Let's go in Hungary. Yep, very excited. Just that decisive move there chopped across on my teammate to make sure that I get the inside. He decided to slipstream me a bit, and those manuals got very close with each other. And I'm just going to go jump straight up into that nice little posse there, if you don't mind. And that kind of set me off for the rest of the race. I will get ahead of Grosjean though here, and that's where I would remain, at least for the remain. I get it, remain Grosjean. I get it because it's not that funny. I will keep this position for the majority of the first part of the race. Grosjean getting a little bit racy behind me. Racy is in, racy on track, not like he's going to show his, sexy lingerie or something like that. Again, I hope you're enjoying the fact that we could really just edit this out, but we decided to fast forward with you because we're bastards apparently. So you're going to see me run wide. What a great shot there, even on the replay. See the debris. Oh, there, straight away onto the grass. How did I manage to go on the grass there? Now I get a bit scared that I'm going to run into a car and then run into a Renault. There's a Mano just gets a bit close to me there. And I'm going to say, stuff you. This is my little battle with Rio Haryanto, isn't it, into this final section. He gets very close to me here, and I'm just nervous considering what's happened with him a few times. Is it Spain that he took me out in the first sorry. Whoa! Just got a bit aggressive. I shoved him aside. Thank you very much, Rio. Oh, he nearly clips my tyre there. Well, there you go. That's how you get rid of a manor. Now, in another manner, we're going to speed up here and see what will happen with my little battle with the other Manor and the other Renault, which is going to come up just about here. Now, they're battling ahead. I'm gaining on them. Their little battle is causing me to gain some ground. I'm right with them here. Now, it's a Manor that I hit. It's coming out of this corner here. And oh, look at that. It's like he planted himself. And as I've come back onto the track, I'm going to clip. Oh, ever slightly, please, stewards, come off it. Now, how do you read this one? I'm on my line. I've gone a little bit over the curb. Now, I've gone onto the outside. I'm going to slow it down slightly here. I've got nowhere to go. He's hit the brakes, so he's avoided the Renault. And as that's occurred, similar to kind of Monaco, my reactions aren't fast enough. I've had to slide to the right ever so slightly, and as I've done that, oh, it's my rear tyre right there. I nearly got away with it. I thought I'd clipped him earlier, but no, I've got it. It's a rear, left rear there, has hit his right rear. That's caused me to spin into the side of him, and then I've ricocheted back the other direction, into the wall. That's it. Wow. Okay then. Rosberg wins. Hamilton, Alonso third, Button, Raikkonen, Ricciardo, Vettel, Verstappen, Bottas, Perez. Exactly the same as it started on the lap, but the grid, I should say, except for Ricciardo got ahead of Vettel. Bottas got some points on me, the bastard. Oh well. Hamilton leading, Rosberg, Ricciardo, Alonso, Raikkonen. Button moves up in 6th in the championship. Vettel down to 7th. A terrible year for Ferrari, even though we're still on 100 points. It's weird to think that, isn't it? They've actually been scoring quite significantly. Verstappen in 8th, Perez 9th. Bottas got those 2 points on me there. And I'm in 11th. So we're going to get that top 10, Ben. So we're going to get that top 10. Constructors, well, Mercedes romping away 189. But McLaren jump up into 2nd, ahead of Ferrari. They're also up, though. Red Bull have dropped way down to 4th. Force India, 5th. Williams in 6th. We're 7 points behind Williams now. And still 7 points clear of Haas. And again, Toro Rosso, Manor, Renault, no score for them. That's Hungary. We finished. Look at the bright side of it, Ben. We finished. We're off to Germany next, the scene of my second points ever finish last season. Can we replicate it again? You'll have to find out by staying tuned here to Casual Gamer Oz. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, everything else in between. Thank you for watching our attempt at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Let's hope Germany fares a little bit better. Good night.